Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. In this video we're going to take a closer look at the Saint Martin SN034-G1. This is a fantastic watch at a great size for people with smaller wrists like myself. It has an affordable price tag and a great build quality. However, I have been mostly wearing this on a needle strap rather than its bracelet for one major flaw. It has only 2 micro adjustment positions. Well, technically 1. Without a micro adjustment, there will be a pair of holes for the spring bar. So here, there is only 1 extra pair. With that and the lack of half link, this watch either fits me too loose or too tight. Wearing this on a NATO brings me to another flaw. I do appreciate the well-defined and crisp edges of the top of the case, showing off the precision machining tolerance. However, it's a little too sharp at the end of this lug here. I'm not sure if you really can see. Let me try to get closer. Hopefully. So this point here, focus. It's really very sharp. You know, this point where the 3 edges meet, it's really very sharp. So we have 4 very sharp corners on the end of the lug. It is so sharp that it has scratched my arm a couple of times, and I had to be very careful when playing with my kids with this watch on the wrist. Well, I could easily file off the sharp points, but I think this is something Saint Martin can improve. Laying out 2 flaws, it is pretty much sunshine and roses for this watch. The watch has a case diameter of 37mm when I measure across 2 to 8. It has a lug-to-lug distance of 45.5mm. The thickness is only 11.3mm and it comes with a standard 20mm lug width. The case is entirely brushed and all machine edges are well defined and crisp, giving a sense of high precision machining. The brushing is also fantastic. It comes with a fixed bezel, again with some good brushing on it. It also comes with a screw down crown, and it has a Saint Martin hexagonal logo on the crown itself. There is no crown guard, and the crown in 6.4mm in diameter gives a good grip for any size of fingers, and even when I'm wearing gloves, for example in this video. The watch has a water resistance of 200 meters. It has a very simple and sterile screw down case back. Well, the main attraction of this watch is the dial. Let us try to get a little closer to the dial. Hopefully my thing won't get out of focus. Yeah. Okay, yep, we are good. Well, as I mentioned, the main attraction of the watch is the dial. Beneath the AR-coated sapphire crystal, it has that vintage military watch dial layout, which is kind of my thing recently. The dial is absolutely fantastic with that rich texture on the dial. It has a coarse sand grain-like texture, and I think Saint Martin is calling something like high pressure oil kind of dial. Yeah, you can check them out in the link below because I'm an AliExpress affiliate, so I will put links below to this watch if you're interested. Well, the dial on the watch, I think it reminds me on an asphalt, or a tarred road surface, yeah, because of that coarse green texture on the dial. All the markers and everything on the dial is printed, including the cursive text logo. All the hands are high polished and there is little to no burr on them. The hands, the numerals, the dial, and the hour dots are all lumed. The numeral has a faint bluish hue but slightly dimmer, and they are Superluminova C3 for the green lume and BGW9 for the blue. So let's jump over to a lume shot for now. Okay, so this is the lume shot. So I'm blasting it with my UV torch for now. So I'm gonna turn it off and let you guys see how the lume will look like when it is slightly darker. It's not total darkness, but it's slightly darker. Well, as you can see, It has a bluish hue for the numerals, which is BGW9, and green for the Lume on the handsets, as well as all the hour drops. So they are C3. Powering this watch is a Miyota 8215 automatic mechanical movement. Well, some might call this a letdown, but given the shortages of Seiko movements recently, I think this is still a good choice. I guess this is also why the watch is more affordable than other San Martin watches. The 8215 beats at 21,600 beats per hour and has a power reserve of about 42 hours. It is hand-windable but not hackable. The rated accuracy is from -20 to +40 seconds per day, which is comparable to a Seiko NH35 or 7S25. The only complaint some of us will have is that the rotor will only wind the watch in one direction. The other direction will be a free spinning direction, and sometimes we will get a tornado feeling when we are wearing the watch and moving the wrist about. Certainly not a deal breaker, but something to get used to if you're not familiar with Miyota automatic movement. As for the non-hackable feature, I'm not too concerned. I am not using this watch to time animation critical event. And yeah, I think we can complain as much as we want, but I guess the movement might be one of the reasons this model is not that popular. But I think it's still more affordable in terms of prices and still a great package overall. The bracelet is nicely built. They have solid end links. All the links are solid, and it comes with a solidly milled clasp. The bracelet comes with female end links. Yep, and this is definitely a bonus for guys or for folks with smaller wrists like myself. Well, the only letdown will be the lack of micro adjustment. But the clasp, I'm guessing that San Martin wanted to have like a minimalist clasp, a smaller kind of clasp. So maybe that's why they went with a really short clasp where they cannot put, an extra 1 or 2 more micro adjustment positions on the bracelet. Okay, so this is how the watch sits on my 6-inch or 15.2 centimeters wrist. I am definitely wearing this watch a little loose because if I were to remove a link, it's going to be too tight for me. And if I were to add a link and push that micro adjustment to the inner holes, well, it's still, kind of too loose. But overall, I like how it sits on the wrist because of that small diameter and shorter lug-to-lug distance coupled with that female end links. It definitely wears good on my small wrist, and I would say it's gonna wear good on a lot of from small to average size wrist. Well, the clasp is also pretty much quite balanced at the underside of my wrist, which is definitely a nice thing. And yep, the shorter clasp, it definitely helps the watch conform much better to smaller wrist. If you're still watching, I will give you my final thought about this watch. I know I started by sharing 2 flaws, but on the overall, this is a great watch. It wears well on my small wrist and it is really well finished. The dial is definitely a stunner. The 200 meters of water resistance is definitely a bonus for this style of watch. And even with that 200 meters of water resistance, the watch is also relatively thin at only about 11.3 millimeters. I think overall, this is a great watch and it comes with an affordable price too. Yeah, if you were to go to AliExpress, San Martin store on AliExpress and check around, I think this watch is a little more affordable, or I would say it's more affordable than the rest of, or most of San Martin watches that they're selling. Yep, and I really dig this military dial style watch, especially for now. I don't know why. I just like this kind of style, dial style for now. So maybe it will change, but maybe not. Alright, so without dragging too long, I guess this is the end of the video. If you're new to the channel, please help to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me a lot. You can also follow me on my Instagram at gsw_watch for more watch pictures. Till then, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Stay safe and take care. Bye-bye.